Hi, my name's Teresa Woolard. I'm a veterinarian and an author with an interest in both animal behavior and personal development. For the past 16 years, I've been advising pet owners how to take better care of their pets, both in the examination room and through our line of pet care books that I'm a co-author with another female veterinarian. And I'd like to introduce you to my dog, Blackberry. About 2 years ago, I learned about a concept called One Health, whereby humans and animals benefit each other both in terms of physical and mental health. And this concept really resonated with me and got me excited as I saw a connection whereby I could perhaps help humans, including myself, live happier, more fulfilling lives through an understanding of animals and animal behavior. One of those areas is intuition, and that's my message to you today. I believe that if humans were more aware of, tapped into, and trusted our intuition like animals did, we'd live happier, more fulfilling lives. Intuition or intuitive prompting is defined as a gut feeling or a hunch, and is an important resource that can greatly contribute to our success and fulfillment in life. Shakti Gawain, author of Developing Intuition, believes that developing your intuition is one of the most valuable things you can do for yourself. Penny Pierce, author of The Intuitive Way, says that intuition can bring increased success and satisfaction, be it material, emotional, or spiritual. It can bring many joys, make life smoother, and bring more fun. And isn't that what we want more out of life? More joy, success, satisfaction, and fun? I know I do. So I'm here today to alert you to your intuition, the long-lost juice of life. Ever notice how so much of our lives is dictated by what we think, hear, and say? In other words, what's going through our minds. We're told to go to school, get a good education, then go out and get a good job. We listen to our superiors. We do as we're told. We make decisions in our lives based on what others say or recommend and what society expects of us. Basically, we're living our lives from the neck up, relying and living our lives from the logical, rational mind with little regard for how our gut or body feels about things. For many of us, we have lost the art of listening to our bodies. But the animals haven't forgotten. Their instincts are what drive them. They instinctively know how to live and what they need. It's been said that a dog is at its happiest doing what its instincts tell him to do, and this is why we should pay attention to them. In delving deeper into the subject of intuition, I've learned that the body knows you more than your mind does. Another fact about intuition is that it will never lead you astray. So here we have this powerful guiding force within us that knows us better than ourselves, and it will never lead us astray. Yet we're focused on living our lives logically and rationally and paying little regard to what our body is telling us. But I'm hoping to change that with you today. I want to bring out 3 key points about intuition, and in doing that, I'm going to be sharing a personal story of mine. I was always a good girl, both at home and at school growing up. I did what my parents asked me to do. I got top grades at school, went on to get a university degree, then a professional degree, then I worked in practice. I was doing what was expected of me one problem was that I never asked myself how I felt about it. I never analyzed my gut feelings or probably did nothing about it. I just thought this is what was supposed to happen. Until this one day I remember vividly like it happened yesterday. I just dropped my 2 infant children off at the daycare, crying in the parking lot as I did almost every morning, feeling like a bad mom. I struggled every morning thinking that I was choosing my career over my children, which wasn't the case. It was that mental struggle of motherhood versus career. But I felt compelled to contribute to the family income and our mounting expenses of a mortgage, having 2 cars, 2 children, full-time daycare, which was like a second mortgage. I also believed I was supposed to be doing what I went to school and trained for, right? And what society expected of me. I definitely was feeling that I was living the shoulds rather than the wants, that I was living logically, not intuitively, which is the first key point. I think a lot of people are in that same trap. Once I'd pulled myself together, told myself to smarten up, I headed on down the road to the clinic where I was working as an associate veterinarian. And then it hit me. It hit me like a ton of bricks as I'm driving along. Why was I continuing on this treadmill? Why were we doing this? Why did I feel more like a rat on a wheel, trying to keep up with the Joneses, than the professional I was supposed to be? Something needed to be changed. For some reason I was not happy and I was not having fun. Every morning I dreaded going into work. I had this churning pit in my stomach, and I had this fear that something worse could happen to my health. And at that point I'd realized that I had been sick a lot in that previous year, had lost 12 pounds without even trying. I couldn't eat in the mornings, which probably explains the weight loss, and I truly dreaded going into work. I realized that something must be amiss. Either something's not congruent with my values or my innate abilities. I realized that if I continued this pace, that something worse could happen. I really felt like an ulcer was coming on. So later that night, I spoke to my husband. Being the caring and supportive individual that he is, we decided to make some changes. We decided to sell, move to a less expensive place so I could go part-time practice and start my home-based veterinary marketing business that I dreamed about for the past couple of years. And even though we moved to an area where there was no family nearby, it was the best decision we'd ever made, and we've never looked back. I now realize that I have more creative time and flexibility and more available for my children and much less stressed, much happier and healthier. Apparently when we go against our gut instincts or intuition, it can show up as bodily signals, known as truth or anxiety signals. And this is the second point about intuition that I wanted to bring up to you, that these bodily signals are what are known as manifestations of intuition. Anxiety signals can show up as a tightness or pain in the gut or back, an overall tightness. It can appear as a flushed face. Some even talk about a heat at the top half of their head that feels like their scalp is peeling back. It can show up as increased gut motility, loose stools, diarrhea. These are anxiety signals that it's your body sending you a message that something's not right, may not be congruent or safe for you to continue, and you need to reassess the situation. On the other hand, when you are in sync with your intuition or your gut, truth signals may show up, and these are feelings such as an overall peacefulness or calmness, a warmth that might feel spread across your chest, your heart wanting to expand out of your chest, and these are great experiences that you want to feel. We need to start treating our body as an ally, not something to push or control, because, as I said before, your body knows you more than your mind does, and perhaps more than you do. So it's time to pay attention to what your body is. So not only being aware of your bodily signals, but doing something about it. And this is the third point about intuition, is taking action on those bodily signals. Whether it's more of those activities and experiences that give you happy, positive feelings, or less or none of those experiences that bring you those anxiety signals. Let your intuition, your animal instincts, serve as your guide. Accessing the connection to your body and life energy will serve your personal growth, creativity, and well-being. By tapping in and trusting your intuition and letting it guide you to living those more happier, positive moments will lead you to live a more happier, positive life. It's that simple. It's that easy. So to wrap up my story, that veterinary marketing business I started led to a self-publishing business with another female veterinarian, and in 8 short years we have written 5 books on pet care and pet loss that have sold over 400,000 copies. We have a line of sympathy cards and pet care products used by veterinary clinics across the country, and have been involved in speaking and consulting engagements in the veterinary industry. And this is the 4th bonus point that I'm going to mention to you about intuition, and that is be open to opportunities. From this experience, I learned a lot about myself. I learned that I had skills and talents that I never knew I had. I learned that I love to write, to speak, to share my knowledge, ideas, and creativity that serve to help both humans and animals. Really, by following my intuition, I found my unique abilities. By following your intuition, your inner knowing, your animal instincts, opportunities will open up that you never would have predicted and can be much more successful and fulfilling than you would ever have imagined. It's been said that the intuitive state is the natural state of your soul, and I truly believe this. So to wrap up my message to you today, take the time to tap into and trust your intuition, follow your gut instincts, be open to opportunities that present to you. You'll be happier that you did. Thanks for listening.